Today on View to a Grill, we're going to smoke some ribs on the Weber Kettle. And we're only adjusting the top vent and bottom vent one time because temp control is overrated. The first thing we need to do is set up our Weber Kettle. For this cook, I'll be using my new Mallory grill grates. In the future, I'll have an extensive review on these grill grates, so keep an eye out for that. As you can see, I have some leftover charcoal from my last cook. I'm going to use this as the starter charcoal for this cook. For flavor, I'll be using 2 chunks of oak and lump charcoal. I want the oak to burn at the beginning of the cook, so I'll place it next to this area which we reserved for our lit charcoal. I'll be using this small USA pan as my drip pan / water pan. It'll help me keep my kettle clean and keep the air moist in the Weber Kettle. We'll pour in 2 cups of water and get our grill grates back on. At this point, I'll go ahead and start the fire for my chimney starter. And just for a time reference, it is 9:15 a.m. While our fire is getting going, let's trim our baby back ribs. Just so you can see what we're working with, these ribs are about 3 3/4 pounds. Let's go ahead, get these out of the package and inspect our ribs. And I will be cutting off this little flap on the bone side and pulling off the membrane. So first I'll cut off the flap and I'll also trim off the bone on both ends. To pull the membrane off, I'll use a skewer and just kind of work along one of the bones in the middle until I can get my finger in there, and then just kind of work my finger all the way across. Once I've done that, I can easily pull the membrane right off. Now that we have our ribs trimmed, let's season our baby back ribs. Today I'm using a savory rub. This is just salt, pepper, garlic, and onion. I'll have the full recipe in a pinned comment below. I like to season the bone side first because we're going to cook these ribs meat side up. Now we can flip them over and season the meat side of the ribs. And when you're done, you'll have some perfectly seasoned ribs just like this. It is now 9:40 a.m. and our fire is looking like it's ready. Today we're setting our vents one time and one time only. If you didn't know, Weber has a grilling app. Just go to the App Store, search specifically for Weber Grills with an S at the end, and this app will come up. Download it, open it, touch grilling at the bottom, then touch grill methods, then choose charcoal, then indirect, then slide it over to indirect medium-low heat. Touch instructions and it tells you for indirect medium-low heat, these are the vent settings. So let's get our charcoal in that space we reserved earlier, replace our grate, close the lid, and set the top vent just like that picture. Go to the bottom vent, make sure your airflow is clear, and then set the bottom vent just like the picture. And that's it. We're not going to touch the vents again. With those vent settings, we're not going to worry about the temperature at all. I'm going to let the grill warm up and make sure no dirty smoke is coming out of the vents. Now that the Weber Kettle is preheated, let's get our ribs on. It is now 9:56 a.m. Let's get the lid open, check on our fire, and place the ribs on the indirect side of the grill with the vents over the ribs. And as you can see, our vents are exactly where we left them. Now that we have our ribs on the Weber, let's monitor our cook. It is now 9:58 a.m. Hey Siri, set a timer for an hour and a half. And then an hour and a half later, let's check our ribs. So here they are. We have some good color development, and I'm just going to spritz them with tap water. I'll give you a little look at the fire, and it's going. We don't want to keep this lid open for too long. Now there is no sign that these ribs are ready. No crevices, no pullback on the bones. These ribs need a lot more time. Hey Siri, set a timer for 1 hour. While those ribs are continuing to cook, I'm going to put together a little braising liquid. We're just going to need a tablespoon of soy sauce and a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. Give it a mix, and that is a simple braising liquid. I'm also estimating by the end of this hour, we're going to wrap these ribs. When the wind is blowing, this TrueBore cutting board really comes in handy. Absolutely love this thing. Another hour has passed. We've been smoking these ribs for 2.5 hours now. Let's take a look and see how it's going. And immediately we show some signs of progress. You see these crevices on the top of the ribs? That's a sign they're getting closer to being done. If we take a look at the side of the ribs, we can see some pullback on the bones. That is another clue that these ribs are coming along nicely. And if we pick up the ribs, we're starting to get a slight bend. And while we're holding them and we turn to look at the top, those crevices are expanding. So that is another clue that these ribs are coming along nicely. And by my estimation, it's time to wrap. So let's wrap our ribs. On the foil, I'm going to put down 1 stick of unsalted butter. Next, I'll season the foil paper, and then I can put the ribs meat side down right on top of the butter. Now we need to put our braising liquid in there. So wrap one side of the ribs, but I want you to leave an opening on the opposite end. Go ahead and pour your braising liquid right in. Now we'll finish wrapping our ribs and get them back on the Weber kettle. Hey Siri, set a timer for 1 hour. Now normally at that wrapping stage, I would have added a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar and probably a 1/4 cup of honey. But currently I'm having to monitor my blood glucose level, and I want to see if that spikes or not. So here we are an hour later. Let's remove our ribs and check. Now as soon as I open these, I can tell the ribs have tenderized. Here's what I'm looking for. We have a good amount of pullback on the bones. We even have some mid-bone exposure called a blowout here, here, and here. And then along the top, we have pullback on all the bones. Now that our ribs have tenderized, let's boat our ribs. Now, the reason why I boat my ribs, it's not because I think it somehow cooks the ribs better. It is simply to save all the juices coming out of the ribs and to keep my Weber kettle clean. That's why I boat my ribs. It's not because I think it leads to a better cook. Also, here's one more clue as to how you know your ribs have tenderized. When you pick them up in the middle and it feels like they might break apart if you bounce them, that is also a clue that your ribs are tender. Let's get our ribs back on the Weber kettle and reset the bark. Now remember, we have not checked the temperature of the Weber kettle a single time, and we have not checked the temperature of the ribs a single time. There has only been one vent adjustment, and we've only used visual cues for signs of doneness. Now this time I noticed that the vent had closed a little bit. I'll readjust it just like it was in the picture. You have to be careful because sometimes when you open your lid, this can happen. Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes. While the bark is resetting, let me show you what we're going to use for the glaze. I have a 1/4 cup of honey and 1 packed tablespoon of brown sugar. Basically what I'm doing is I've cut my sugar in half. 15 minutes is up. It's now 2 o'clock. Let's go get our ribs and glaze them. I'll put the brown sugar down and then spread the honey over the ribs as evenly as I can. Now we'll get the ribs back on the Weber kettle. Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, we're going to check and see how those ribs look. And to me, it looks like they can go for a little while longer. So I'll close the lid and set another timer. Hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, our ribs are done. And take a look at them. They are looking pretty damn good, don't you think? I'll cover them lightly with some foil paper, and since I'm under a time constraint today, we'll rest these for 25 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 25 minutes. At 3 o'clock, our 25 minutes is up. I like to flip these over so I can see the bones. Now that our ribs have rested, let's check our results. And before I sauce them, let me give you a close-up. You can see that beautiful smoke ring and a shiny glaze. I'm going to spread all of these ribs out on their side, and then all the liquid that's left in that foil boat, just pour it right on top. And it looks like I'm pouring syrup right on the ribs. Yeah, mouth watering. We can give them a taste. There you go. When I say that temp control is overrated, I mean it. Clean bone. So good. In all honesty, I can eat 3 more, but I'm not. You don't need to know the exact temperature of the cook. Maybe this little piece. To get good results. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to View to a Grill, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, y'all.